Hi guys, my name is Katyusha and welcome to my Katyusha's workshop channel about modern knitting. Today I'm going to show you how to make a lovely neck cuff warmer and a simple beanie. I used Cascade Yarns Pure Alpaca yarn. It took only 2 skeins to make this set. So you can knit your set with circular needles or LK150 machine. First, let's talk about calculations. First, I'm going to show you how to knit with LK150 and then do the needles afterwards. Here is the calculation for the beanie for the head size of 58 to 62 centimeters. For other sizes, please check the information below the video. So if we knit our beanie with the LK150, the order tension should be set to 3 and carriage stitch count should be set to 4. We will cast on 110 open stitches, knit 24 rows, then we will attach our open stitches, make a fold and attach them to our knitting over here. Then knit straight 36 rows. Afterwards, we will mark our knitting. We will divide our knitting into 4 parts, leaving 1 stitch on the sides. We will use those 2 stitches to knit our beanie together. Then we'll leave 1 stitch among which we will do our decreases. Then there will be 25 stitches in between. Then 2 stitches from both sides among which we will do our decreases every second row. Then another 25 stitches and 2 stitches in the middle we should mark with a marker among which we will do the decreases every second row. We will do the decreases until we have 22 stitches left. After that, we will have to decrease every second stitch. So we end up with 11 stitches. And then our knitting will be finished. We'll have to sew our beanie together. Might look pretty hard at the beginning, but truly it's not that hard. So we start to, first we have to fix our yarn. We take our yarn from the middle of the ball, from the center of our ball, pull it through the tension guide, then go behind the outer tension and make sure you place your yarn behind that pin so it will help the yarn stay in place. Then place it like this in the tension guide too. Then take your tension spring and just slip it like this over here. Then fix your yarn on the yarn clip. Take any cotton yarn, the cheapest one you have, not very thick, and do the same on the right side. Like this. Let's see our carriage. Our stitch dial should be set on 4. The rustle levers should be facing down in position number 2. And side levers should be facing them triangles. So this should be facing up. Place our carriage like this on them rails. You see, it slides pretty easy. Take our needle pusher and push out 110 needles, 55 from the left side of the 0 and 55 from the right side of 0, altogether 110. Then with your needle pusher again, push back every second needle like this. Now, using your cotton thread, place it in the yarn feeder 1 and move your carriage to the left, like this. Then, take your needle pusher again and push back the needles that we pushed before. Check again that you have 55 needles on the left and 55 needles out on the right. Now we have to take our cast on combs, connect them together with a comb connector like this. We'll need 3 of them. And place the cast on comb onto your yarn like this. Then make sure that you fix the loose end here, or you can have done it here. It's very important to fix your loose ends. Then take your weight claws, fix them, and run your carriage to the left. Make sure you're okay with all the stitches, like here. You see I have one missing, one here. Go 2 more rows with your carriage, like this. Check your stitches, they're all good now. Move your carriage to the left again. Cut off your cotton yarn. Place your loose end. Then we'll take a rebel cord. We use a rebel cord now. Place it into the yarn feed and just knit 1 row. Like this. Take it out from the yarn feeder. Fix the loose end from the right side and on the left side. That's very important, so your side stitches won't run. And then we'll start knitting with the main yarn. We need a long end to knit a beanie at the end, so just leave about, I don't know, 50 to 70 centimeters. Place your yarn into the yarn feeder. Hold it here for the first row. Set your row counter to 0 and go 1 row. Now fix the loose end, and we need to knit 24 rows. It's 2 now, so we need 24. So now we're gonna fold in the low side of our beanie. So we remove our weight claws, unleash the loose ends. Very carefully remove the cast on comb. We will need it later. Just place it here. Take your transfer tool, 1, and now watch carefully. Now fold in, like roll over your finger, the low end. Find first stitch here, insert your transfer tool and place this stitch on the first needle. Now the second, third. Just be very careful when you're pulling the stitches so you don't lose them when you're pulling the needles. And you have to go all the way . With the last the last stitch, it's pretty hard to find, but it's there. You see? It's over here, this tiny little stitch. Just make sure you get it too. Here it is. Stop. So after we transferred our stitches, take your cast on comb and place it onto our knitting. Don't worry, it won't hurt the yarn or your knitting. Place your weight claws, and then the magic happens. And now take your ravel cord and pull it carefully to the right, not up, to the right, like this. Put your ravel cord away. And now, you see the excess cotton yarn that we don't need anymore? Came off. We don't need it anymore too. Now, don't forget to fix your loose end. And I'll set my row counter to 0 again and knit the body of a beanie, which will be 36 rows. So we need 36 rows now. If your yarn is pretty slick, like silky yarn or some nice Pima cotton yarn, place your weight claws right here on the side of your knitting, on both sides of your knitting, because sometimes the side stitches can slip off the needle and the claws won't let them. I've knit 36 rows, and now we'll make the decreases so we form the top of our beanie. We'll mark the places where we're going to do our decreases. We want our decreases along 4 pairs of stitches, 3 in the middle, the last pair would be on the side, and 25 stitches in between of them. So we start from the middle and place the marker right between them 2 stitches, then 25, and again place the marker in the middle, and then here you want your marker between them 2 stitches. On the sides, I know that we want this extra stitch, which we will use to sew in when we're going to sew our beanie. So we don't need a marker here. So we start with the side. We want our decreases along this stitch. So we transfer the stitch from the left to the right like this, and then transfer them back to those 2 stitches. Make sure you set your free needle back, and now do the same from the left. We want our decreases along this needle. So take the 3rd from the side, transfer it, transfer them to back, and just make sure sometimes this needle won't go back all the way. So if it's here, you don't want the thread to catch it when you need your first row, so you pull it back. Now we go to the right side, and we want our decreases along those two needles. So you take one stitch and transfer it from the right side to the left and from the left side to the right. Now you want to transfer all them towards middle. You can take your 3 transfer tool to make it faster. So make sure that when you transfer, you always move towards the middle, so it's easy for you to check yourself, and you always have to check after you've made the transfers. You have to check the number of needles on the left and on the right. It should always be the same, because sometimes if you forget to make one transfer, you'll have one extra needle out, and it's easy to see because they're colored. So after you've made the first transfers, we got rid of 8 needles. Of 8 stitches. We need 2 rows like this. Now we go all over again. Those markers are here to remind us where to make the transfers. So like this, transfer 1 needle, knit 2 rows, and then keep on going with your decreases until you have 22 needles left. When you have 21 stitches left, 11 on the left side and 11 on the right side, what you want to do, you want to place your weight claws like this. Then we need to decrease every second stitch like this, like this. Knit 1 row like this. Cut your thread, just leave an long end just in case. Then take a needle and with your needle go through all the stitches like this. Now take off the claws, the weight claws, the comb, push your needles forward, now holding your knitting tight. Take it off the needles, and now we're going to sew it together. Now we have our beanie ready, we just have to sew it together. So here is my needle with the thread, and we want to go through them inside them stitches again, just to secure our top of the beanie. pull the thread so it comes nicely. And now we're gonna sew it together. We have to make sure that we connect the same row each time. So here, you see this needle or this stitch, and we go right, just catch this loop over here. Now here it is again among this row and among this one, right next to some stitches, we find them horizontal loops, and pick them up one by one. So now we want to hand wash it with liquid soap for wool. Dry it and then wear it.